Hello guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is where you're watching from. Welcome to another episode of Heart to Heart with Luzon. So it's been on my mind to share something with you all, and so recently I watched a movie. Well, not that recent, but a little bit recent. I watched the movie and I was like, okay, this touched what I've always had in mind to share. So I'll use the movie as an illustration to share what's on my mind. So I'll give you a summary of the movie before I go ahead to share what's on my mind. Okay, the name of the movie is Anna, and it's like a Puerto Rican movie. Puerto Rico. I just love the name. It's fun to call. So okay, it's a story about a very little girl, not that little, like the age of 7 to 10. I can't really place the exact age now, but yeah, and another man. Like the story centered around the both of them. The man, I've forgotten the man's name, so we'll use Mr. A. The man and Anna. Okay, so summary of the story: Mr. A was a car dealer. He had made some bad business decisions, so he was obviously not progressing. He was thinking of ways to move his business forward and to pay some debt because he was owing. He had to pay for his shop or something, and rent and stuff. Have to pay for rent and all the stuff like that. So Anna was a small girl. She was having some issues. Not she though. The mom was not around. She was having some kind of issues. So Mr. A. Okay, the story. Mr. A came to work one day, and I think he was trying to advertise. Yes, he was trying to shoot a very short video to advertise what he does, and out of nowhere Anna came out from one of his cars. Okay, and of course he didn't like the idea and he didn't like the disturbance and told Anna to go home. But unfortunately Anna didn't have where to go. Like, of course she has a home, but the mom was not around. She was in jail or cell, or I don't know which one now for a crime, but I think the crime was not that serious. So she would definitely come back, but she's not around for a while. And okay, the mom has a boyfriend, but the boyfriend is not helpful either. So Mr. A offered to take Anne to a relative, to her aunt that she told him about. But on getting there, nobody lived in the house, and Anna claimed the aunt lives in. So Mr. A allowed Anna to sleep in his house for the night. So something happened, something that really touched, centered around the what I wanted to share with you guys. So Anna was sleeping on the couch. So obviously Mr. A couldn't sleep because of his plenty problem. So he came out in the night and saw Anna sleeping on the couch. So he stood there, looked at her, then covered her with duvet. But at that point I was like, what if this Mr. A took advantage of Anna? What if? But thankfully it didn't end like that. It didn't happen like that. So covered her. The next day Mr. A had to visit Anna's mom in cell or jail and requested for Anna's real father's phone number. Okay, the mom was reluctant, being that Anna has never seen her father. So like the man has never contacted her and stuff like that. But the man, Mr. A, insisted because he needs to let go of Anna now and face his life. Okay, I forgot to add the part that Mr. A was owing rent, so the next day they towed all his cars away So he went to borrow money from someone, and somehow they stole the money. So now he has a debt to pay back, a rent to pay, and how and get his cars back. Like, so much problems. So he had to like take Anna to the real father, since nobody is around to take care of her. Okay, and what really touched me was when they got to where to real Anna's real father's house. It's he was living in a very different town, like a very different distant town. So when they got there, Anna was very reluctant. Before then, Anna has been very smart, lively girl, often great ideas, cheerful, talkative, and full of life. So when they got to the Anna's real father's house, Anna didn't like the idea, so she stayed back. But Mr. A went to the door, knocked. I think the man's wife came out first and fetched the man, or Anna's real father. I've forgotten now. So Anna, what really touched me was when Anna's father came out and the man introduced himself, then introduced Anne and told him that she needed a place to stay. The mom is not around. Maybe she could stay with you for a while. Then when the mom is back, she'll come and get her, stuff like that. Now, the man, the expression didn't show that he does not know, and like he does not have idea of what the man was talking about. From the expression, it shows that okay, he knows about the mother, but he now give Anna this disdain, hateful look, like, don't you dare come here to mess up my life, don't try it, and told the man never to come to his house again, and gave Anna this hateful look, then went inside. And that touched me. So after that experience, Anna was very quiet, broken. So it took a whole while before he got back to a normal self. But thankfully the movie ended well. They got an amazing idea of how to pay back his debts, increase his business, and so on. The mom came back and stuff like that. But that particular part touched me, and I just want to put it out there. Adults, there are many Annas in our today's life today, but unfortunately in real life the story doesn't end so happily ever after. Most adults, they don't plan before bringing a child into this world, and they end up messing that child's life. We need to stop, because in a real world, most times it's only on exceptional cases that you see a stranger that will take it upon himself to take care of a little girl that he knows nothing about. It doesn't happen like that mostly in our real life. So it's very important as an adult, before you bring a child into this world, you make sure you are ready for them. It's very important. It's very important. Let's stop making children go through this kind of thing. Let's stop making children go through this kind of hate. It's very important. As an adult, if you know you are not ready to take care of a child, if you know you are not ready to train and nurture a child, please don't bring a child into this world. Stop making children go through pains. Remember, it is not their decision to come to this world. We never ask for their opinion. We never ask for their permission before bringing them into this world. So it's very important. It's paramount that we take care of them. Okay, and for married couples, I will always say this, that after getting married, the next thing is not to give birth to children. Before bringing a child into this world, you have to ask yourself this question: am I ready? Am I ready to be a child? Am I ready to nurture a child? Am I done? Have I dealt with my pain? Have I dealt with anything that will hinder me from giving that child the best that he or she deserves? Adults, we need to do better. We need to do better. See, when you bring a child into this world, you have to understand that your needs, your aspirations, your ambitions are secondary. That child needs you, especially during their developing stages. Yeah, during their developing stage, because a child, they have this developing stage that whatever they learn from that stage, whatever they learn, whatever mistake they learn from that stage, it will be very hard for them to change it. That's their developing stage. So as an adult, make sure, please, make sure, don't make sure that you have a plan. Don't start planning when you've already brought them here. They deserve the best. They deserve the best. You need to give them the best emotionally, physically, spiritually, ideologically, all round. Children are not some commodities you feel like, okay, I can afford them, let me just go and get them. No, it's very wrong. It's very selfish. You need to when you want to bring a child into this world, you need to think about it. You need to think about their emotional well-being, all rounder. You need to think about it. If you really care, adults, if you really care about our society, and if you want us to make a better society, we need to take care of our children. We need to take care of our children. And before you think of bringing a child into this world, you must deal with pains, because some of us must have suffered some pains, some fears growing up. You need to deal with them. You need to deal with them before bringing a child into this world, because the truth of the matter is, if you don't deal with them, you end up impacting those pains, those fears in those children. You are the first person. You are the first contact. You, the family, is the first contact a child experiences, and you need to do better. You need to give in your best. It's very important. Now, personally, I agree with the idea that it's good to always discipline children when necessary. But before you do that, how well do you know your child? How well do you know your child? Because most times, you find out that most times, children, they go through some insecurities that they don't really know how to voice out, and some tend to be like cover it up with being stubborn and other characters like that. Like this movie, if you watch this movie, like Stars on Earth, the boy was having issues with reading and understanding, and nobody tried to figure out try to figure out the problem, like what's wrong. So they were always being like, look at your brother, look at your sister, are you not looking at your brother? Why can't you be like your brother? Like what most of us used to say. And the boy was like, try to cover everything up with being very stubborn. But it took someone to understand, this is the pain, this is the struggle this child is going through. Helped him. And when a teacher was able to understand that and help the boy, when he was able to do that, you find the boy changed totally, because now he has someone that understands him, someone that tries to reach out. I know parents most time will be like, you tell your children, yeah, you can confide in me, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but does your character really shows that that child can confide in you? We need to learn our children. Make sure you are there. The height of child molestation is on the increase. It's because we don't make out time for these ones. You need to make out time for them. Make sure that before you give birth, you want these children. Make sure you want them. You need to be in their life. Especially those ones that they can't really express themselves. They can't tell you how it all happened. it all happened, and you have to make sure that you are able to communicate with your child, that you give your child space to express him or herself. We need to do better. And if by any chance that you've not healed from your own pains, and you bring a child to this world, you have to heal. You have to heal, so you can be able to give your child the best that he or she deserves. We need to do better. Your children needs you. Our children needs us. And to the men out there, to the African man or black man, okay, I know this, we have this idea of suppressing our pains, suppressing our feelings, suppressing everything, and just taking everything in silence. Well, over times, recently you can see, and also recently you can see that idea is not working for anybody at all. It's not helpful at all. So men, you need to speak up. You need to reach out for men and women, but men most especially. You need to reach out for these young boys. You need to mentor them. They need you. You need to show them the right way. And if you made mistake, why don't tell them? Why don't open up to them? Tell them, see the wrong step I took. Please don't go there. Why don't you show them your scars, so they have hope that their wound will be healed? We need to do better for our generation and coming generation. Take care of our children. Our children needs us. Children needs their parents. Know that when a child is learning anything bad, know that the environment plays a vital role to that. Watch the people they move around with. Let's help our children. Let's help our children and create a better society. It is very, very important. It is very important. Children need their father and their mother in their life. Don't be like, oh, I don't need a man and I just want a child. Oh, I don't need a woman, I just want a child. Well, it's not just about you. Don't be selfish. It's about your child now. And he or she needs both. So I hate seeing children that are broken. I hate seeing children go through pains because of our silly mistakes, our pride, and our selfishness as adults. It's not good. Let's heal our society by making the right decision before bringing these children into this earth. They need us. They need the best from us. And it's not, like I said, children are not commodities that you feel like you can afford. Yes, the monetary aspect in raising a child is very important. But then there is also other aspects that are also very important. We shouldn't mix that up. Help these children. Be there for them. We need to make out time for your children. Make out time for your children. We need to reduce this increase of child molestation. Remember, any child can be molested, both the female and the male. And be careful, study your child to know their body movements and stuff like that. Study your children. We need to reach out for, we need to give these children the best. So I hope I've covered what's on my mind to talk about. Well, if I remember anything, I will always be willing to share with you guys. So that's it for me today. And in the next episode, we'll be discussing something very important, very, very important and helpful. So stay tuned. So go about the rest of your day. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is, and stay blessed. Loving. Bye.